All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Full Play Podcast. All right, it's your boy Matt. I'm taking over. All right, because I'm a way better moderator than Lex.
And he's a
So,
bitch still, though. He's definitely still a bitch.
so I'm gonna. We got two guests today, everybody. All right, we got my boy Mark. You want to say hello to the people?
Hello.
Tell us about a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, I go to school with Matt. I've always wanted to get
Oh,
into radio.
I know people think that I'm rich right now. Don't tell them I go to school still.
Dude, if you were rich, you wouldn't be on this podcast, don't you think?
Oh, all right. First day here, you already talking shit.
You already throwing the shit at you.
Hey, I'm just an entertainment guy. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a music major at my school. I specifically music industry, recording technology. I play the sax, play bass. I sing a little bit.
That's hot.
Yeah, he raps as well.
Oh, dude, I made a rap song. I mean, you guys might cringe. You guys might beat the shit out of me after it, but but I don't know. Matt said it was all right, so
yeah, it was good. We'll have to play that as a closing song, all right?
As long as you didn't rap it.
Oh no!
As long as you didn't rap it as an essay, it'll be okay.
All right, Rob, you
I
want to
didn't use
introduce
any
yourself,
bad
Rob?
words.
What's it called? Hello, my name. Let me sit on my bed. So I'm getting comfy. It's the coziest nigga alive, Robert. I've been friends with Matt and Lex for the longest. I went to middle school with Colin. Used to beat him up in Naruto. That's how we became friends. I make music. I'm not majoring in it because my dad said no. So I rap. I sing. I don't play any instruments. A nigga ready get a harmonica. You gonna hear me say nigga a lot. I'm dark as the night sky. So don't worry.
Like 12:01 a.m. dark.
I'm opposite. I'm white as fuck.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, thank you, Mark, for owning it and being proud.
There you go.
Hopefully they link the project in the description. If they don't, well, I know where they live. So that's me.
Oh God! All right. So and then you guys know the rest of us. You got your boy Scotty Scrotum, aka Daddy Longnuts, aka Matt here.
Huh?
All right. Your mom's
He just made
favorite.
that up today.
Excuse
All
me?
right? Your mom's favorite. All right.
I promise you nobody calls you that. I
You
promise.
got Lex, the boy who's always hating on everybody, and I'm pretty sure is skinnier than a pixie stick. And you got Colin,
Your
who I
mom's
think-
nightlight.
who I think
Your mom's nightlight?
utilizes with used diapers. So you guys already know everybody else. Logan's taking the hiatus right now. He could have come out. He's out here chasing the bag, as all of our viewers.
He's being a bitch for playing Fortnite.
Wow. Yeah, what if he's not even playing Fortnite right now? But anyway,
We're gonna jump right into it. First
what are we
topic:
starting with first?
religion.
Religion.
Have at it, gentlemen. Now I was in the car with Mark the other day. He had some choice confusions about religion.
Hey, just
And
don't
I'd
get
like
us.
him to
Hey,
reiterate them.
Yeah.
Just don't get us banned, bro.
Yeah, of course. I'm actually I was raised Catholic. I grew up Catholic. Stopped going to church for a little bit. I'm kind of back in it now.
He renewed his
Yeah.
subscription.
A description of what? My religion?
No,
No,
you just-
No, he said
renewed your
subscription. like a manual.
No, like. What do you mean, man?
no, just keep going. Just keep going.
Alright. Anyway, so I don't know. Like, I don't know. I really do. I try to like find religion in my life because I always thought that it would be a good thing to have. Just have something to just hold on to for like when you're when you're down. It does make you feel good. At least I feel good when I go to church. I don't know that everybody can't say the same for everybody else, but at least I feel good after I go to church.
What do you
But,
think about the whole you can't eat shellfish rule though?
What?
Wait, you can't eat shellfish?
There's no rule. There's no rule about that. What the fuck are you talking about?
Matt, that's a rule. That
I
there
think
are a
that's
couple
like-
rules. In
I think
the
that's
Old Testament.
Judaism. I'm pretty sure.
No, it's a couple rules from the Old Testament. But if you are a Christian, once Jesus dies upon the cross, those rules get revoked. Unless you're a Jew, because they only read the Old Testament.
Damn.
Are
A
you
lot
a
of
Jew?
stupid rules. You know that?
Oh
There's a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
stupid rules, man.
Talk about him, bro. Talk about him.
Well,
All right. Well, here's something. Listen, I consider myself like listen, like religious, but not like die hard. You know what I mean? I think that there's a lot of stupid rules that like the church, puts. You can't wear a hat in the presence of God. Well, then what they told us in what's it called, in CCD, religious education, they told us that God was everywhere. So if that's the point, what's the point of even wearing a fucking hat to begin with?
Does that mean watching me while I masturbate?
What?
Yes,
Huh?
That means he is watching me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's
God
kinda
does watch you
creepy.
masturbate, man.
That's kind of creepy.
You shake
Well,
the snake. You know?
What?
I mean, I hope he's enjoying the show.
Yeah, I was gonna enjoy
I
the
didn't
show.
know.
I always wondered.
Two-inch
Yeah,
sausage.
I always wonder that.
Yeah, alright, bro.
Like, does he just sit back and watch everything?
Nah, he whips his meat out and joins the party.
Okay.
No,
Alright.
it's
Okay, conversation.
All right.
I feel like, I feel like he
God,
just definitely just
anything.
offended a bunch of like hardcore Christians and like other people, religious people, by saying that.
Christians don't listen to this show.
Let's be real here. The only Christian that will be listening to this show is me, and I'm
There you
already
go.
on here. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Understandable.
like,
Well, I wanted to interject real quick with the whole. Yeah, there are a couple rules that seem weird or kind of stupid, but like, okay, for example, it depends on if you actually like reading the Bible or someone's
Niggas
regurgitating the
reading.
shit back to
Couldn't
you.
be me.
So,
Facts.
boom, the one with the
They should
hat.
make an audiobook with
A
it.
lot of the times in the Bible,
They
it
do
says,
have an
"Come
audio
in."
book.
Shut up, nigga. My fault. I shouldn't have said that. The Bible a lot of times says "come as you are," meaning like "come to me bare," because like we're not even supposed to be ashamed of being naked. We're not supposed to wear clothes, but that's like Adam and Eve shit. The
I'm trying to
shellfish
see some
shit.
titties.
The Bible says you're not supposed to eat crustaceans and shit like that because a crustacean is just a sea bug. They eat dirt off of rocks. So you eat a shellfish, you're
that's
essentially
dirty.
eating a
Consider
dirt
it
eating.
dirty.
That dirt be
Yeah,
smacking.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I
the
get
shrimp
that.
are just roaches of the sea.
No, but
Facts.
my critique is that they just like handled the system kind of wrong. If you think about it, think of it this way, okay? Men aren't allowed to wear hats, but women are in church. If you ever gone to like a formal church, like with everybody dressed up, women you sometimes, most of the time at least, will wear a hat. And it's like, so men can't wear hats, women can. But
See,
then
I
here's
got
the
that for
thing.
you.
Here's the
The
thing,
answer
though.
to that one is because, like, back in the day, women weren't allowed to go outside, so they weren't really there when the rules got written.
No, but here's something you don't
This nigga.
Wait, I can't tell if you were serious or that was a dead joke.
That was
Here's another
definitely
one,
just a
though.
joke.
No, but here's another one. Then, like, but this is a different religion, but it comes from the same origins. Jewish men have to wear hats. They have to wear yarmulkes. Jewish women don't. So isn't that weird? It's like the whole thing's backwards. Somebody's got it backwards.
But
So
do
it's
you
like-
I
know
was trying
why
to roast the
Jewish-
nigga's hairline. That's why he don't
Do you-
wear
No,
that.
No, isn't it because
So-
Wait,
so, like-
but like on a real question tip, like, do you know why the Jewish men wear the yarmulkes?
Well, yeah, I've been to a bar mitzvah before. So, well, I think aren't you just supposed to wear it? Like, listen, I'm not Jewish. I went to a bar mitzvah and I was just
Alright.
told to wear the yarmulke. So I don't know.
All right, so the thing is, it's supposed to keep demons off your head. It's supposed to keep bad shit up off you because it's supposed to like not jump in your head. And with like the whole like women wearing hats inside, you got to remember at the end of the day, like at least for Catholicism, because I've done a lot of theological research. The Catholic Church just came up with a bunch of bullshit. They sold a bunch of bullshit for generations.
That's what I'm trying to like explain.
Yeah.
Like, listen, we got to change this shit up. You know what I mean? Like, just be more lenient. Like,
Well, I mean, that may be hard because they're the ones who made people pay for blessings. Like when that's your first
Yeah,
one in the ocean,
that's
that's
fucked.
gonna be some hard shit to lean up off of. They're the
Yeah,
ones that
shit.
made religious places all grand. Before that, you was just supposed to have a humble temple. But then they were like,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
take a bunch of money.
And that's all God ever wanted. You know what I mean? God didn't want you to make money because of Him. You know what I mean?
Facts. Because you don't get to take it with you.
Yeah, exactly. It's
And
meaningless. It's meaningless. Like when you get to heaven.
And the sad
Right.
part is like a lot of those cathedrals were funded by the Crusades, which was, essentially like how Trump's doing now, a witch hunt, except they went through like Middle Eastern, African places, like parts of Western Asia, and just stole from people, stole the gold, stole the brick, fucked them up, took the money, literally
from
liquidated
Muslims or
it.
Christians? Because there are Christians in the Middle East, believe it or not. Not many, but
But they took it from Muslim owning country. That's the
This shit
thing.
ran.
Like,
that's kind of fucked. But
yeah, and like taking the shit and then liquidating it, whether it be melting down the gold or just literally melting it down into liquid, selling the liquid back to them. Like, hey, you want your painting back? We're gonna double the price. Hey, you want this back?
I
Double
didn't
the
know
price.
about that actually.
And
I'm conservative, and I don't even know. I didn't even know about that.
yeah,
Believe it or not.
it's
crazy.
different. It's different. I mean, they don't
Yeah,
want
you know.
like it looks terrible. You know.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not like for Trump all the way or anything. I am conservative. I usually vote for the Republicans, but that doesn't mean I always agree with them.
Yeah, that's
So
understandable.
what do you think? What do you
Yeah.
think needs to happen, bro? You think they need to revamp religion entirely and like get it back on track, or do you think it's too late? It's too far gone.
I mean, no. I really think. Actually, I was reading an article. No, not an article the other day. I looked at a video on Bill Maher's talk show, and he had a devout Christian. You know, Bill Maher is an atheist. And he had a pleasant conversation with one of the Christian people. I forget his name. He actually defended himself pretty well. But he did say that Christianity is more significant to people now than it ever has been. Actually, people there's more believers in Christianity than ever before. But
That's because niggas are scared the world's gonna blow up, bro. We got global warming and shit. They got fish coming out with 15,000 teeth.
Oh, yeah.
People are scared.
But there's just more people. If you think about it, there's just more people on the earth.
There's more people on the planet, and then also you got to think about missionary missions. Where like one of the missionary missions, great, give them medicine, but a lot of the downsides they don't talk about is a lot of the missionaries made like people from different countries agree to forego their religion and burn a lot of their artifacts, keep the Bible on them. So like, hey, you want this medicine? Your kid has gonorrhea or like diarrhea. He's dying, dysentery. But you got to throw away all these like things that your ancestors cherished, and then hold this Bible, take a picture, and you get to keep the shit because they'll bring the shit. I've seen video. They'll bring the shit, put it in front of them, and then go like, all right, but there's a river over there. We're gonna baptize you first. We're gonna cleanse you of your false idols, your religion that's been in your land, your generation. And then once you hop out the dirty water, it's usually not clean rivers. Once they hop out, all right, you're good to go. So that's why there's more Christians. Also, it's because like those people, they want the help. They're like, oh, Christian God came to help us. No, a man dangled a carrot over your head like a pig, and you ran. And then they tell that to their kids, and their kids tell their kids.
Yeah, I mean, Christianity has always been like, do this, and you will be, you'll be idolized, and that's what people. Mm-hmm. That's like one of the human errors. People want to be idolized. People want, people want power. People want to,
See, this is where I come in.
That's why saints never made sense to me in Catholicism. Like praying to a saint, praying to Mary.
Yeah, Saint Anthony. Whenever I lose shit. It only works half the time, I'll tell you that.
All right, so y'all
it only works half the time.
Y'all just said like in Christianity you're like idolized for doing certain stuff that's out of the Bible, right?
Mm-hmm.
I try to be a Christian, try to be as traditional as I can, but some of that shit's stupid. Like, do you know that there's a rule for communion that you can't eat anything before you have communion? You know that? Apparently, because the food taints it, apparently.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
I mean, I think it was just to get people to enjoy it more. Because when you're fucking starving, anything will taste good. You know what I mean? Like,
thanks.
See, this is why I like generally.
Is there like an actual spiritual reason?
Damn, crazy.
My fault. Like,
no, you good. But generally, I'm not against religion, but like I generally don't like it, just because like. I feel in some cases it's forced from parent to child, like when they have no choice at all,
true.
And then they can't live a certain way just because of religion.
I would make it a compromise. I'd say this: you're brought up with something, you can choose to follow it or not, and you can just go your own way when you reach like adulthood. But as a young kid, you need something, you know what I mean, to give you warmth and comfort when you're a little kid. You can't listen. I think I was 6, and I was like already scared of dying one time. Like I was like I was like, shit, how long am I actually going to live? Because, I'm 6 years old, so I don't really know how long I'm supposed to live. So I was like, sorry, I lost my train of thought. So, I was brought up with Catholicism with, a belief that, when I die, everything's going to be all good. And it just gives me comfort, whether it's true or not, we don't know until we're dead. So I think it's important to be brought up with something. You know what I mean? You have something and you can just reject it when you're of age, like say 18, 17, whatever you want. Just when you're older, at least like 6 or 17.
Yeah, I feel like that's the best thing.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So then just find your own way. You can even just go to another religion, you can go to Buddhism, you can go to Judaism, wherever you want to go.
Matt, what do you know about Buddhism?
It's fun and it's easy. You sit and you think, and I do that every day.
Yeah.
What?
And plus, there's rules. Right. There's rules, but it's like they're common sense rules.
I don't think that's all Buddhism is.
That's the best.
That's how Matt described it to me the other day. I was like,
"Yeah,
don't let Matt subscribe. Look, you will never finish. Right, you do that shit, bro. You be a Buddhist and like, I'm gonna sit and think you're gonna be stuck in that cycle forever.
Right? Yeah, he's setting you up for failure. I don't know why you listen to
Matt's gonna be like fat, sitting in a bathtub and everything. Just
he's gonna have you reincarnated as a squirrel or some stupid shit. Matt gonna have your whole cycle.
I think that's Hindu. It's like, which one is it with the? I thought they both have reincarnation. Hinduism has that too, right? Or is that?
Yeah, but I think for Buddhism, the cycle's called samsara, and so like if you do good, you come back as like something that is loved and cherished, like a cow, I want to say, or that might be Hindu for the cow. If you do something bad, you usually come back as like a poor crackhead who sucks dick for money. Like it's really weird.
What's wrong with sucking dick for money? What's wrong with sucking dick for money?
Eventually, you reach nirvana. That's where you jump out of the cycle, and then like.
Yeah, but wouldn't that shit be boring though?
Being an animal,
sucking dick for money.
No,
I don't know.
Nirvana. Nirvana. It's like peaceful. Nothing's happening. You know what I mean? Like, just everything's perfect. I see. I've never been a person like a perfectionist or anything. I never like. I think if I was perfect, I think everything would be boring. You know what I mean?
I'm a little bit of a perfectionist.
Yeah, but I think that's also because we will never be
when
able
it comes to drawing. That's
understand
why I like
or fathom perfect. Like perfect is outside of us. That's why, like, I remember growing up, kids in middle school would be like, I'm atheist. I just don't understand how God could. I don't get how God could. You can't, nigga. You can't even stay home alone yet. How the fuck you gonna figure out a nigga who created the universe in 7 days?
Yeah. Now, are you just a question? Are you personally a Christian, or are you like an atheist? Or are you?
No, I grew up a Baptist Christian, and then now I'm on to converting to Islam. So that's where I'm at. But I'm super open minded. I'm never, because my theory is always that before humans was really recording shit, everybody got a piece of the story, and that their job was to hold on to that piece. And just some people I had a homie, for example, who wanted to lose weight. We gave him a couple tips. He filled in the rest by himself and fucked it up. I think that's a natural human error. You're going to have some bits that are true. You're going to fuck the rest up. Like in Islam, we have 7 heavens. So depending on how well you do, you end up going to each level of the heaven, prophet there. Some Muslims believe that 7 heavens is the reincarnation. That touches back.
Yo, who's trying to send me an invite to heaven?
So here's a question. Do you just can you move up in one or no?
Well, what can happen is that, and here's the beautiful, if you go up there, right, and you're standing in front of Allah or Muhammad, peace be upon him, and you're like, let's say in the 6th heaven, and your dad did some fuck shit while he was alive, and in the 2nd, the moment you even feel an inkling of missing them, Allah gives them to you because you did such a good job. That is your reward. So like for me, when it comes to death, like perfect, but like all my niggas gang with me. And if I remember correctly, the person who taught me even told me that like I can pull people from hell if I love them enough, if I care for them enough in Islam. So I'll never truly be alone. And even while I'm here,
So what form of Islam actually is it? Because I know there's different ones. There's different forms of Islam, right?
Yeah, there's like Shia, Sunni. Yeah. The masjid that I go to, also for the listeners, for the people, don't call it a mosque. That has an old origin of a racist king saying Muslims are like mosquitoes and need to be exterminated.
So what's the proper term?
Masjid. So that's MASJIDS. Masjid.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of like non-denominational because over in America, if I remember correctly, some people really care about the Shiite Sunni, kind of like how some Christians care a lot about the Catholic or Protestant, and then there's some that are just like chilling with it. I'm just chilling with it. Because like the Shiite Sunni, it almost jumps out of religion and becomes like an ethnic battle. And I can't take part in that because like I'm black. Like I don't have any Middle Eastern in me. I got a bit of Portuguese. That's as close as I get to the Middle East.
Speak some Spanish.
I don't even know. My grandpa just told me that his great grandpa was a Jamaican dude who got a Portuguese wife and then came to America.
Yo soy
Which
hombre.
is crazy.
They don't speak Spanish in Portugal. Actually, they speak Portuguese. It's close to Spanish, but it's a little different.
Yeah, we just let Matt go off, bro. we just let him. We just let him talking shit, you know.
No, I was wondering if Colin had anything to add. You've been kind of
go off.
I mean, everything they've been saying is like something I would add, but they just said it before I could even get it out, and I ain't want to interrupt them.
Look at this. Guess starting off strong already.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't have much to say about religion because I'm not a religious person. So I mean, like
that's cool. It's not everybody's thing. You know what I mean? Everybody's got
thanks,
you know, not everybody agrees with it, and you know, I always accept everybody's beliefs. I always respect it. I'm not like one of the Jehovah's Witnesses knock on your door and say join my church. You know what I mean? Like you got to do you. You know,
honestly, the military is the new Jehovah's Witnesses. If we're being honest,
I think the beautiful part for me about Islam is that you must respect all religions because you got to respect all people and all people's thoughts and creativity, unless it's like completely heinous or killer. And in Islam, because throughout the Quran, it speaks on the Bible being real, like Christians are around, Jews are around, and that Jewish and Christian people are our brothers because they're all Abrahamic or Ibrahimic religions, meaning, they all start with Abraham, the son of God. So it's a dope little area to sit because if you don't love everybody, you're damned. So it's like.
So then, what are the forms? Like we always talk. You got. I'm sure in like school, you guys were all talking about like Islamic extremists. Like, what separates them? Do they just make up the Quran? Did they like change it a little bit to like manipulate it to make it sound?
Oh, they don't even change the Quran. That's the sad part. They're just like speaking from their mouth and bullshitting.
They're talking out of their ass, right?
Yeah, no, there's no actual like extremist like edited version of a Quran. Like it's not an actual thing. Because one of the things, and this is how like, because some of them still have reverence for the religion, you're not allowed to change the Quran. You can't rewrite it. It has to stay in the original language. That's why it's been the same for 2,000 years.
What's the original Arabic?
Mm-hmm.
The original? Okay.
If you change it, that's instant hell. Like there's no
you can't
get forgiven.
I wanted to ask you a question because this is like the probably number one problem that's caused like a lot of problems in like the world today. Who do you think deserves Israel/Palestine? You know what I mean? Who deserves it?
That's a charged one. Amazon.
What's it called? I would say because in Israel, isn't the current political situation, refresh me, is that we're arming as America, arming Islam? I mean, arming Israel?
Yes, that is correct, I believe so.
Yeah, if I have the sides right, then I'm personally with Palestine.
Okay. Well, here's the thing though. Do you think that if we gave the Palestinians Palestine, but Israel could keep Jerusalem, or like the Jews could keep Jerusalem, because that was the land that God promised them, was Jerusalem specifically, not really Israel. I mean, like God just said, "Listen, I want this. I want you to have this city."
Of course.
Yeah, I think that's a good compromise.
Yeah, I think
I don't think it's good enough.
Because that hits on something deeper than the current. That's like fulfilling a deep, primordial, esoteric, ancient thing,
Or what if this? What if we? I don't know if Istanbul is still around. Is it? Is it still a current city, or was it destroyed?
I heard a song about it recently. Like Istanbul is in Constantinople, but Constantinople isn't in Istanbul. I want to say no. I think Istanbul is like Persia.
You wouldn't know what else is in Istanbul, though, you guys.
Well, ancient Persia is today's Iran, actually. Like,
you wouldn't know what else is today's Iran?
What's today's Iran?
The Galaxy Fold. Let's talk about it.
All right.
No, that was a shitty segue. You should have said the Jews will never fold.
Just like the
Nah,
galaxy.
all right,
Just
never,
like-
yeah.
There
Anyway,
you go.
So the galaxy
You're right,
folds.
though. The Jews will
Samsung
never fall. You're right.
released a
Mhm.
foldable ebook. All right,
that
They
shit
want people
about
to pay
ugly as hell.
$2,000
That
for
shit
it.
about
I
ugly
bet
as hell.
Matt hard as shit looking at that. He a little edgy boy. He probably hype as
Only
fuck.
Matt. Only fucking Matt, man.
Oh, Floopy goober
Android
motherfucker.
is the superior, but we've already talked about this on the
I mean,
previous.
No,
I-
no, it's not. But
Yes, it is. We've already
Okay,
spoken
I don't.
about this.
A phone is a
we
phone.
never
I don't
came to
care.
a conclusion about which one's better. We
There
just
isn't
said
one
there's
that's
personal
better.
opinions.
It is personal opinion. There isn't one better.
Yeah, but personal opinion can be wrong, and this is the time where it's wrong.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's true, dude. I don't know. Like, I'm gonna see some shit in the comment section. Like, Mark, you don't know anything about being Jewish. You don't know what Jerusalem is.
Chill out. The comment sections ain't
Hey, we
popping.
don't get comments.
All
though.
right, all right. You see, I wasn't gonna say it, but you didn't have to say that.
Mark.
You did not have to. You ain't have
Alright,
to
now
go
I
there.
feel comfortable. I feel more comfortable now.
That's okay, Mark. Most people
Alright.
have the confidence you would be.
I'm like half.
I said comfortable, not confidence.
I'm ready.
Good.
I'm ready
Anyway.
making. I'm ready making new account and start commenting on our videos. I love your guys' content. Keep it up.
Make some hate comment. Hell yeah. But no, so would you guys pay $2,000 for a foldable Kindle?
No,
Yes,
I wouldn't
no.
pay $2,000 for a
No,
phone
It don't got
regardless.
iMessage.
The only
Bitch,
thing
I'm barely.
I really-
It don't got
Okay,
face.
well, Apple's gonna steal it eventually. So
Well,
when
yeah,
Apple
obviously.
releases a little iPad
way.
2.0, whatever the fuck it's gonna be called.
The
you ain't-
iPad
not buying that
Plus
shit.
or
You gonna buy
something
it.
like that.
I don't even have
The
a regular iPad.
Novel.
Yeah, I don't have.
Yeah.
I have like the Gen 1
When they
iPad.
release
and
the
I still use that.
iNovel, what are you guys gonna do about that? You guys gonna buy it?
Hell no.
No.
Yo, you
dude.
forget Apple.
But the
Listen,
thing is, they're not. They're
They'll
not.
just
They're
buy
not
two
calling that
iPads.
a tablet.
Listen.
They're calling that a phone.
It
Listen,
is a
I'm not.
phone.
Yeah, but we're not. We gotta call it a phone, not a
That's a
tablet.
Nintendo.
Yeah,
DS,
exactly.
my nigga. Stop
Like, dude, I always thought that a tablet was kind of useless. If you really think, oh, big screen, you get it's better to watch movies, but that's about it.
Who the fuck watching
Yeah,
a
which is why
movie
you
on
get
a
the
tablet?
phone. You do your phone shit, and then you fold it up, and you can watch your movie shit. It's
No,
two in
no,
one.
I think you're missing it because it's unusable in its folded state unless you're looking at like weather and stuff. But it
Yeah,
folds
fuck.
out to be super long. Like
Now-
Dude was on text messages, bro. He was using like text.
yeah, but it's super small. It's not that big.
Wait, are you saying that like it is
Like the
owned
screen,
by
I think
Apple?
it's only like it's like 3/4 the size of like my iPhone right now when it's folded, which is still decent size for a folded phone, but it's not as big as you think it is.
For a
What were you
folded
saying,
phone,
Mark? What were you
that's
saying,
not
Mark?
Apple criteria.
Well, you were saying theoretically if Apple had it, right? Not
I'm
not
saying,
like
like-
that they do.
I'm not saying like the adopting. I'm talking about the Galaxy Fold as like a stepping point. I'm saying in general, would you guys buy a folded phone? Like, let's talk about 10 years in the future.
Not
not
Like
from Apple.
faster,
Not
they're
really.
better, whatever the
I-
fuck. Would
I'm
you buy
not
a
a-
phone that can fold?
I mean,
I'm
if,
not a big Apple fan to begin
if-
with. I'm not.
like-
Wise.
Sorry, Nick. But like, if the phone is like, if it's a good
Steve
phone
Jobs
and it's
can
like,
take you out, Matt.
if it's a good product, then I might buy it.
Steve
But I'm not.
Jobs eating dirt.
But to be
Unless
honest,
like there's
He
something
is eating
super,
dirt.
Joe
But
Dirt.
listen, I think
unless
he
there's
gets
something
more
super
credit.
innovative
Honestly.
about it, then maybe. But if it's just folding and that's the whole selling point, no, I'm not
Yeah.
buying that.
Matt
Especially
gonna be
for
folded.
$2,000?
You can fold it
$2,000.
around your dick though and put it on vibrate mode.
Oh.
You telling me you're not paying $2,000 for that?
No,
No, dude,
Pussy
I can
free,
just,
my nigga.
dude.
I could just,
I'm
I could just buy a vibrator.
I'm gonna be honest. That do sound kind of lit. But no, I'm not
Yeah,
paying
yeah,
$2,000.
yeah.
Okay, it sounds lit, but not $2,000.
Y'all gonna pinch your dickhead.
You probably
Bet.
buying that? You buying that Mark a $2,000 flashlight?
But
No,
at the same
fuck
time, in
that
10
shit.
years, it won't be $2,000.
Nah, but
If
wait,
this is
hold
my
up,
first
hold
one,
up. If you think about it though, what if that overheats on you? Like when it's wrapped around your
Ooh,
dick?
that's even better.
Huh?
It's
That's
gonna
even
burn.
better.
It's
Huh?
gonna damage the nerves.
Yeah, remember
on
when
your
Matt
cock.
said he wanted to fuck was it ram or goat pussy and it's like
Pigs in a
2,000
blanket.
degrees?
Huh?
Oh, when did I never said that?
Yeah, you dropped that little animal fact that one time.
What?
What? That
About-
you want to fuck?
Well, he was talking about the goat pussy being hot, and everyone was like, "Why?" And he was like, "That sounds cozy to me."
All right, like Young and May said, when the hate don't work, they start telling lies. Viewers don't listen. To
I
this.
definitely
He's a
remember you
bum.
saying that.
I
Yeah,
don't.
No, you don't. What?
Because
Okay.
that was the only time.
When did I
Animal
say
fact.
these things? Are you kidding me?
And I was
Honestly?
impressed. I was like, "Wow."
I wouldn't put
Yeah,
it past
animal
you,
fan
but
shit.
I feel like they're lying just a little bit. I don't know
I'm
about
not
that one.
lying.
Definitely, I
I'm
did not
lying.
say that. What the heck?
I could see you saying some
Dick.
wild stuff like that, but I don't know about this one though.
Bro,
It was in
y'all
a
are
group
bugging
chat.
the fuck out.
I could definitely see you saying something like that though.
No such
He
thing was
he
said.
typed it.
No.
Y'all,
No,
y'all
I did
shitting
not.
on Matt's animal facts, bro. He be on his little Animal Planet shit.
All right. Anyway, no,
Brother
that
Nature.
didn't happen. That did not happen. Where do you guys see phone innovation going in the next couple of years? Because it looks like they're running out of ideas.
Wait,
and shit.
They are
innovation or motivation?
Motivation,
I feel like
I love that
innovation,
song.
phone innovation.
Innovation.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't
Where
feel
do
like
you
they're
see it
running
going?
out of ideas. I feel like for looks wise they are, but a phone can always get faster and better and do more things. Like
Yeah.
your phone is now like you don't have to carry a wallet around anymore. Everything in your wallet you can have on your phone, so you never have to carry a wallet. Like you can
And
you
it
can
can get stolen like your
you have
wallet.
your ID on your phone that you can show the cops if you need to.
Oh wait, really?
They still gonna shoot you when you pull that shit out.
Oh,
I mean,
Well,
that's
that's
why
a
you gotta
different
get the
topic
white.
for a different day.
Well, like the Nokia's releasing a new phone that has 5 cameras on the back. Like I just don't really see anybody.
Yeah, and it's
People are
not
still
gonna be
buying
good for
Nokias?
Snapchat. So what's the point?
wait, people are still buying Nokias?
Well, that's a topic for a different day.
Bro.
Yeah, I want the
still
Motorola
purchase
Razr.
speakers with
Come
lights
back.
in them.
That shit bulletproof.
You want the what now, Mark?
The Motorola Razr.
I mean, dude, people buy stupid shit all the time these days. People still buy sneakers with lights in them, for fuck's sake.
I know Matt and Lex bought
Oh,
jump.
those are fire. Those are fire. Okay, all right, jump force.
Okay.
Fire.
I
We'll
didn't
talk about
buy
that when
Jump
the game
Force.
section comes up.
I
when the
didn't buy
game
Jump
section
Force.
comes up.
Yo, you
Right.
hating on the brown kids at school who had the light up Yeezys, yo. Stop hating.
Them shit's ugly.
He hates you.
Hey, yo, it's
I
crazy.
didn't even know Yeezys light up.
It's
You
crazy
hate me,
because
yo.
Oh, hell yeah, you did,
one of
bro.
our friends came in like, school one day with some fake Red Octobers. We burned that man up. He did not
Yeah,
hear
I
Hey,
didn't
you
wear
that.
no
buy new
fake Red
shoes the
Octobers
next day?
on me. He bought a new life, bro. He ain't come back. That's what he did, bro. He disappeared.
People like, no, don't bully. No, some of y'all gotta get
But yeah,
bullied. yo.
people do be buying stupid stuff. Like even buying a phone for like $1,000 is low key kind of stupid if you think about it.
Or buying an
Did see.
Xbox for only one game and then no more games come out.
People do this, bro. They
I mean, I guess if the shoe fits.
bro.
I mean, I guess if
just
the shoe
be-
fits.
Thinking about it though, you're right, man. People are just so stupid and will just buy the dumbest shit. It's like,
Right, Xbox.
I mean, I don't agree with that, but
I mean, like,
Just say it, Mark. You know it's a bad. You know it's a bad product.
I mean, I have a Windows computer, so Microsoft's probably spying on me right now. So,
Oh yeah, no, big facts.
Right.
The FBI is watching us all though.
They gonna come to your house and
yo, I
take
have
I
one
said,
computer,
oh
but I
yes,
want a
I'm
MacBook.
thinking about buying
I really want a
Microsoft Xbox.
MacBooks are
There you
trash.
go. There you go. Mark.
Just so that
Save yourself.
I can't blow
That's
my
good,
cover, you know,
bro.
with these guys. They'll shut
That's
my
insane.
internet down because net neutrality is a bitch.
I forgot they even like that was even the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone did. Everyone does
Dude,
that nowadays. They complain about shit and then forget about it 2 days later.
well,
I'm still mad.
that's if it doesn't make a big impact. People complain about shit that like from 10 years ago, if it's important, at least.
I mean, like I got my the full videos, so I'm chilling on the internet.
Yeah, I got my Russian porn website. I'm good.
Yeah,
There you
Wow.
go.
Damn.
I'm not even gonna say the name of my porn site. It's that critical. They got the whole.
Oh, yeah,
50
yeah,
minutes
yeah.
up
You
there.
can't share your.
And they give me
your
the
secret recipe.
the artists the artists names. I'm gonna call them artists.
Artists.
They're doing a good job. They artists.
Porn stars make
There
art
you go.
now.
Some of them do shit.
Yeah, but just think of it like I would consider actors, like movie actors are artists, just like
Mhm.
music artists. Like you're specializing in one of the fine arts.
Yes,
what
I'm
Mhm.
dead.
So
Fine art,
I don't know.
fine all of that
Fine-
look. That's all you need to know.
Fine art
That's
sucking
real
dick.
shit.
Sounds good.
That's what I did for
Facts.
Black History.
Maybe
Month.
it is fine art, dude.
You sucked some dick for Black History Month?
Ah.
Fuck no.
I'm gonna be honest. You started fading out at the end, so I did not hear what you said.
For Black
But you wanna
History
know-
Month, I
you wanna
started
know who
supporting
did-
black artists, and so I was like, "Yo, let me watch black porn."
You want to
stars
know
all
who
month.
did suck some dick for Black History Month?
Well, you see, it was at this moment that Matt said some pretty wild shit, and in order to keep people from being offended and ruining his image, I don't want y'all niggas hearing that. So I'd like to take this moment to thank y'all for watching up to this point, and keep going. All right. Anyway.
So
We're talking
we're
the whole
talking about
episode.
oppression of black women now.
Yes. All right. So everybody stay silent except Rob.
Yeah, I'm
Rob's
just gonna
only,
mute him,
Rob is the
Yeah,
only
dude,
person that knows anything about this.
Yeah, I don't know shit about this, man.
All right, Rob,
got me.
educate us.
Okay, so boom. First, let's start in modern day. Right, we recently had some incidents with strong black women who maybe had a little bit higher levels of testosterone being disqualified from sports, naturally occurring levels of testosterone.
Wait,
And
before
then-
you continue, are you talking about like Serena Williams?
No. It was
Oh.
actually another girl for another sport. But Serena Williams is critical to the plot as well, speaking on how she was viewed as more manly. You know, Michelle Obama was viewed as super manly. The sad thing about the oppression of black women is that it went and it continued, and sadly, with a lot of marginalized and oppressed groups, it becomes an internal conflict with themselves, and that's where you have a lot of self-policing. I know all of us here who are black, we've had grandparents or older people telling us, "Don't hang with white people. Don't hang with that white girl. Don't hang with so and so." Not because they hate those people, but because they want us to be safe, and it's a form of self-policing. Kind of like on the religion topic, parents pushing it on their kids because they want you to be safe.
Wait, can
They
you
don't want you to
elaborate
be-
a little bit more on that? Actually, kind of curious now. So
On
what do you
point?
mean by
Oh,
safe? Like, do you mean like safe? Like you want black children to only play with black kids, or do you just not them to act quote unquote white? Is that like?
Well,
what-
no, that's a good question. The thing that happens a lot in our community is that we are told things that can, for our safety, because we have stories like Emmett Till, who a white woman just lied, didn't even interact with her across the street from her, and then ended up having an entire rural city beat him to death beyond recognition, and then tie his legs to, I think it was either refrigerators or air conditioning units, and then drown him in the river. So the self-policing thing comes from stories like that being passed down from our mom and our dads, and them wanting us to be safe out here in this world that isn't really made for us. It was made with us in mind, but at a lower level of being accepted or respect. And so the self-policing thing, to answer your question, comes in where your parents will say, "Don't do this, don't do that." Your peers as a black will say, "Don't do this, don't do that. That's super white. That causes too much attention. That's going to get you in trouble." When it's not fair for you to be oppressed like that. Repressed, not oppressed like that, but repressed. And so what it does is it builds this cycle, and this cycle where eventually hearsay or these little occurrences, these stories end up becoming these ginormous truths that are used to backdrop people saying, "Don't do this, don't do that."
So I'm making the connection to religion. You're saying like the rules are made just to control people. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, rules are made so deeply ingrained that other people enforce them without even knowing that they're super wrong, but just thinking they're right because that's the common theme. And then so now that we bring that back to black women, that has happened a lot. Black women policing other black women, we've had a lot of caricatures, for example, racist caricatures. The phrase Jezebel comes from, I want to say it was a story of a 15 or 16 or maybe even 14-year-old black girl who just had very long breasts, very big breasts, very big titties, and she was paraded out on a stage in front of men.
In front of white men?
In front of white men, yes. And that's what
okay.
begins, like, for example, the Jezebel status. And that's what helps lead into the sexual repression / early sexualization of black girls. Because you'll even see a lot of in situations of sexual crime, sexual violence, young black girls aren't allowed the same brevity that maybe a white girl is. And you see it in the news a lot with the way the criminal who may have initiated that act of sexual assault or crime, and how they are handled in the court documents, how they are spoken to when the victim is a black girl versus when the victim is a white girl. So while you're having that running, you're also having parents trying to figure out a system that doesn't actually make sense and is completely arbitrary. Thus, we then come into the grander oppression, because while you have that black woman steps out into the world, because black women are, as Malcolm X said, the hardest working. the hardest loving, but the most underappreciated. Black women, out of any statistic, earn the most money and they have the most college graduates. They bust their ass, but in today's society, they're still not seen or respected with the reverence or vigor that they between when slavery was abolished and they weren't allowed to wear their hair out natural, or I think that even happened during slavery. That's where you get the head wrap from, where it looks like a towel around the head.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. And what happens is this cycle continues and continues. And the sad part is that the game has never changed. It's just the numbers have changed.
So there's more. There's just more now.
So there's more
people.
And
yeah.
It's more nuanced because, people say segregation ending, abolish slavery, everything's good. No, the racism just transformed. Because racism is a form of negative energy. It can't be created or destroyed. It can only be morphed, transmuted. So that it just became covert underlying racism. Versus someone making you cross to the other street, now you're less likely to get a job. That's why you end up having Title IX. Instead of it being like some nigger at you, like for a couple black girls, and I think New York, but they just overturned this law. You can't wear your hair natural. And the sad part with the oppression of blacks and black women is it's a global thing. There are private schools that have been instituted by African colonizers, white people, where they end up starting the school and then telling the African girls they can't wear their hair out in a natural shape, in a natural curl.
But why though? I'm just still trying to make that connection.
Because
that's all.
At a very basic level, and this is mainly on the hair thing. At a very basic level, if everybody doesn't have clothes to show off their affluence, the only thing you have to show is your hair. It's shown in a lot of different regimes that are oppressive. Is that thanks, Lex? And a lot of regimes throughout history that are very oppressive, they control your hair. They will shave your head. If nobody has clothes and no one can decide who's who, your hair is the only thing on your body that you can really style and make yours. Your clothing can be picked for you, realistically. We could all be wearing the same clothing, but nobody has the same hair. So when you start attacking very individualized traits like that, it's part of the dehumanizing process. Like
that's not cool.
In concentration camps during World War II, they shaved Jewish people's heads.
Yeah, that's right.
You want to make that person feel as if you're not special, you're not an individual. You're merely
not even that. They're trying to make them normal humans grow out hair. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So they're trying to make them feel alienated.
Yeah,
it's that thing. Yeah,
and just the different psychological tactics like that. And so, like, hopefully for the viewers, it's too confusing. I'm just kind of out the landscape of the oppression of black women and like where it mainly started with the physical stuff, and then of course little psychological things such as the hair, and then you end up having, I think Nick Cannon elaborated, having black men want what they can't have, which was usually white women, because a white woman was a sign of wealth, and then because they feel bad about the place where they want to be, they end up turning their back on their own women. And that's why the oppression of black women is such a sad story, is because they still continue to fight to this day for us, to preserve us, to help maintain us.
But how do we fix it? How do we fix it?
We fix it by teaching people and setting an example. The best thing you can do for people is set an example. That's why, when parents tell a kid, do as I say, not as I do, that's bullshit. Yeah. That's bullshit. Because people don't live through words, they live through actions. So you got to end up living through your action for that case or that scenario. And the best thing, the best thing is, even if you are black and you date outside of your race, you don't justify you walking outside of your race by downplaying or degrading black women.
So wait, so you think that like when black men, when they they get a white woman, that they'll say that like black women is like, just at a lower standard to them? Is that what you're trying to get?
Well, there's for the longest time, there's sort of this push within society, because when they want to grab black men are very strong, they're very powerful, they're, they've been the sign of the community for an era, like for a long time, where it's like the man leads and the woman supports, and it's like, kind of sort of equal footing. But what you do with that is when you end up having them forsake their own women, it's almost as if forsaking yourself, because that black man still came from a black woman. And what the black man may not see is in his quest for money and power, influence, and respect in this society, in this institution, he's really foregoing his roots, which is where his true power is at.
So does he? So like, how do we fix this thing? Like, how can we support interracial dating without this problem occurring?
Well, it's simple. First off, you don't fetishize, because that is a form of racism. If you are not black and you date black men because you think it'll get a rise out of your parents or upset your parents, or because you have a preconceived notion of how black men act or how they have sex or how they conduct themselves, that's racism.
Yeah, that is racism.
Mm-hmm. And it's racism if you do it for anything else. Whenever I've heard people go, "Oh, that Asian women are super docile. They don't talk much. They don't fight back." That's racism, because they're not all the same. No woman is the same as another woman.
Exactly.
And so with their interracial dating, you got to make sure you're not being materialistic in the sense where you're like, yo, light-skinned kids, or my kids will be safer if they're light. Or instead of going like, oh, I want my babies to be pretty. Like a lot of girls do it, I see on the internet, but like, mixed babies. That's some weirdo shit. You're worried about your kids' aesthetic. It's almost as weird as circumcising your baby so his dick doesn't look weird. That's not your dick, my nigga.
I am circumcised.
Well, I'm glad you put that in there.
But
we got a hot pocket in his pants.
There's a difference, because like if you're not circumcised, you're super more likely for STDs, herpes, all that. You're more likely to contract shit because the tip of the penis is still a mucous membrane, like the inside of a vagina. So to tie that back into us talking about, the interracial thing, it's the reason you do it. Like if you're circumcised for that reason of preserving your sexual health, cool. If your parents did it so your dick wouldn't look weird, they're fucking pedophiles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing with interracial, because you like a person that happens to be their race, all cool. But if you're doing it to fetishize or get this certain result or live this certain lifestyle, or maybe you feel like, oh, well, if I date outside my race, my kids will have less issues. That's problematic. Just like circumcising your kid for aesthetics. A lot of it falls under,
to be honest.
And that's why it's like, when it comes down to interracial dating, especially for black men, because it's a very low percent. But on the internet, a lot of things are signal boosted, and it's almost like the vocal minority. You just need black men to be like, I happen to like this person of another race. The moment you start trying to justify it by downplaying black women, you look like a self-hating coon, which you probably are, because nobody says that in their mind they have something wrong.
Wait, really? So you can't like state your preference or anything? Like,
no, you can't.
You can state your preference, but it should never be out of a preconceived notion of this is how I think this subsection of people acts.
Kind of like how,
like if you're doing it to get a pretty kid, or if you're doing it because this type of woman acts like this, it's fucked up. If you think that person's beautiful and your taste just happen to more often not fall outside of the race, cool, great, wonderful. And as long as you're not shitting on the women of your own race, that's cool, great, wonderful. The moment you're like, I love white women, I just don't understand black women.
Yeah, I mean, like,
to me, they're aggressive.
You can't say like, oh, hey, I'm gonna go get myself a white girl because I think she's gonna have good credit. Black women typically don't have good credit. You can't say that.
I think that like it should always be
that is actually fact.
I mean, it should always be like who you are, like who you find attractive. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, listen, there's like I've been attracted to Asian women. I've not been attracted to Asian women. It depends on the person. You know what I mean?
Like,
my type.
That's normal.
You know?
Yeah. Like it should never be like I don't like Indian. There's that one. It should be like I just seen that many Indian that I find that attractive. Because realistically, I'm gonna say it. No human on this planet has seen every woman. So you can't like make a tier chart or a tier list realistically. So if you're already saying like black women are better, white women are better, like
I actually had Robert. I actually had an Asian woman's mom tell me why Asian women are better than black women one time when she was trying to get me to date her daughter.
Yes. Hold on. Wait. You gotta go in. You gotta elaborate on this. Hold on.
What'd she say, yo? I was at a nail salon with my mom, and I got my nails done.
Mm-hmm.
And as me and my mom were sitting there, the lady who owns the shop, because it was her and her daughter who were running it.
You want to fuck my daughter?
No, it wasn't like that. But she asked me, she's like, you're a very handsome young boy. And I was like, thank you. And she was like, are you single? I said, yes, I am. And she was like, what do you think of my daughter? I said, your daughter's very pretty, but this is a weird place to have this conversation. And she was like, what kind of girls are you into? And I was like, I mean, all races and all types, and as long as we can vibe together. And she was like, oh, I think you'd vibe with my daughter. She's not like these loud black women.
Fuck, shots fired.
And mind you, like her daughter is right there, like working with my mom.
Wait, how old's the daughter?
Her daughter was like 21.
Oh, okay.
Damn, bro.
What? Wait, hold on. Wait.
Career. Like her daughter, like she lives in DC. She's going to school in DC to be a nurse. Everything like that, but she comes down to Frederick on the weekends to help her mom run the nail salon.
She definitely getting some nigga dick on the side and just not telling.
All right, but hold on. How did her daughter react to her mom saying that?
Look, she in DC. She up on Minnesota.
No, she was telling her mom to like stop and stuff. She was like, "Mom, stop. This is awkward."
She got a nigga on Minnesota Ave who
mad awkward. It's fucking weird.
Yeah,
I haven't gone back to that place yet, but I won't lie. The treatment she did to my feet was A1, but I'm not going back.
Yeah,
well, I think the general gist of this conversation is a couple of things. Thing number one is don't be fucking weird, all right? People, treat people like people. Don't make weird rules or laws about shit. Thing number two.
Yeah, don't say you'll date white women just for the credit.
Yeah, don't say that.
Colin says that anyway. Thing number two is if you're dating a chick, date her because she's bad or because her personality fire, not because you're trying to have, this, that, the third, and your little offspring.
Or like have mixed kids or any of that shit. Or
right.
Anything like that.
And then thing number three is just, chase the bag. That's thing number three, right? Chase the bag. That's the
chase the bag. Don't worry about what I'm doing.
Don't worry about what I'm doing. Chase the
bag. The bag?
Yeah, chase the bag. I'll explain to you in a second. There's just one thing I want to mention. This is the funniest thing. Last year, it was this dude. I'm not going to drop his name, just in case this podcast ever reaches him. But yo was sitting here. It was a black dude. He was always bad-mouthing black women, right? So he can get white bitches. He still ain't getting any white bitches. He's out here getting no type of women at all. I'm like, bro, look at yourself. I had to distance myself from him. So, just don't do that, all right? Be out here, do what you gotta do, chase a bag, get the ass. That's
another thing that comes from this conversation, because I do see this a lot. You're allowed to have a preference without it being like downplaying somebody's race. Like, if you have a preference, like I've seen online a lot, people have preferences and then they get called out.
You talking about like on Twitter?
Yeah,
and like a black man will date a white woman, and then there will be a lot of like black women in the comments talking about how he should be dating inside his own race.
Yeah.
Like, it's also like too, having race as the preference is kind of weird, because if you try to explain it, it'll never sound good. It sounds better. It makes sense to you in your head. Once you say it out loud, it sounds fucked up. And if you have no explanation,
I feel like, yeah, you're right. It is like a massive thing, but it's not one of those things you just shake off and walk away and be like, oh, I don't have a preference for race.
It's just like
you can find, like, you can say, you like black women more than you like any other race, but then I feel like you'll still be attracted to like other races.
Yeah,
I don't know how to word it. It's weird.
And it's not even like, oh, I like black women more. It would be like, I find myself attracted to blank more often. Because once again, you haven't seen every black woman. Like, you can't tier list it.
And also, like, some people...
Yes, that's wording is very key. Saying something... It's like saying, like, oh, man, I like burgers more than I like hot dogs. is a different thing than saying I eat burgers more often than I eat hot dogs. It's not downplaying that you eat them. It's just saying you eat one more often. That's like a weird analogy. At the same time, wording is very key when you're saying stuff. Because if someone says that, it has two different meanings.
Because
reference could be
this
like
day and age,
Contact with another one.
this day and age, people attack you for like whatever you say. So like, even if it's something positive or you didn't mean it that way, you're trying to say something positive and you get backlash. You know, it's just that's what's difficult about this day and age.
Well, someone's always got some shit to say, no matter what you got to say.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like on the last week or something. This is like pertaining to like somebody always having something to say, even if it's not like something negative. Somebody was just like having fun. He was in Japan. It was a homeless guy, and he was just teaching him how to milli rock. He was just having fun. And then somebody's gonna come in the comments saying he probably would have found it better if you gave him some money. Like he automatically assumed that he did. Like, and the funny thing is, before that video, he did give him some. I think he like bought him some food or something. Like he just assumed he didn't do anything good, and it's not even like the video was like negative. He was literally just teaching somebody homeless how to milli rock, just because. Like,
there's a lot of people out here that
sensitive
get
ass
offended on behalf
niggas.
of other people for no reason, but I feel like that's another topic for another day. We can definitely revisit that.
Colin, what did you put in our Twitter group chat?
No, let's not talk about this. Anyway, what will we talk about next?
What's our final
You'll
top?
appreciate it, Robert.
What?
Our final topic is something that you're not going to dodge. Something that's been avoided in conversation in popular news media for years, and that is the topic of school safety, specifically school violence and shooting. Let's talk about it.
All right.
Now, I saw something on Twitter. I don't know if it was a joke, but I saw something about bulletproof blankets, bulletproof backpacks, and some dumbass lock you could put on the door that people would have to shoot through in order to get inside the classroom. What do you guys think about these measures?
Okay, hold on. Let me address the lock first. How you gonna put a lock to stop people from shooting up a classroom?
It's like a mechanical thing that like you put the bottom of the door and it like stretches up to the top, and they can't like open the door. Like it's like locked inside.
No, you actually throw a metal lock.
What about windows?
But wait, hold on. Don't school shootings usually start in a classroom? So
I mean,
no, they usually start.
Wouldn't it make sense? More people are out in the hallway. Does that make more sense?
No, but school shootings usually start with somebody in the classroom because there's always not always, but like a majority of the time there's a target. So I mean,
no, usually it starts in a hallway, and if they go in the classroom really big, but it's usually a cafeteria hallway. Because most school shooters, they like studied the psychology. They want the fame and they want a high kill count. So they're gonna go to somewhere heavily populated, like the changing of periods.
Are you sure do they actually like put that much thought into it? I thought they just wanted to kill somebody.
Not only that, but don't you think it's easier to take a weapon out of a locker rather than a backpack?
Okay, that makes sense.
Facts. You can't fit an AR in a backpack.
I mean,
and also Lex, I don't know if you saw.
I mean, if it's in pieces, somebody could just like you could just take it out, put it together.
I've seen an AR in person, and they're not always straight. Like they fold up.
No, but here's the thing. What they would do is that they would probably just like have it disassembled in a backpack, bring it to school, and then while no one's out in the hallway, they just assemble and put it in their locker.
Or they could bring it bit by bit, and then like Monday through Thursday, and then assemble it.
You wouldn't even need to do it bit by bit. If you just assembled it into 3 pieces, like the barrel, the main piece, and then the stock, you could fit that in a backpack.
Mm-hmm. But also,
I keep that motherfucker. Dang,
what's it called? What's it called? Main thing, like you mentioned, you remember the boy that shot up the school, and then there was all the survival political shit, and it was like 5 of the kids, and one of them was like a girl and was bald. He was on YouTube 2 weeks earlier underneath the footage of Columbine saying, "I can't wait to do this. Y'all gonna remember me." Da 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 da. It's been seen that like future school shooters, and there's been people under the comment praising and like almost looking at other school shooters the way like athletes look at legendary athletes, saying, "I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna surpass him. I'm gonna do that." So there's a sort of psychology to it.
That is true, because the Columbine shooters up to Adolf Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So what do you guys think to stop this? Because it's definitely getting a lot worse.
But the news told me that all school shooters are psychologically damaged and they shouldn't be at fault. That's what the news told me.
I mean, you guys may think I'm crazy, but I would honestly arm the teachers. I mean,
Oh,
that could be a risk.
Um,
Listen, that could be a risk because if the teacher's
let's
mentally
talk
unstable.
about it.
But like, dude, like, listen, either or we should just have more police officers in schools that are armed.
Okay, that can also be a problem.
That could it could. You know, it is a big risk, but like, here's the thing: do you want security? But at the same time, those people could also always abuse their power. You could always abuse your power. Like, that's what makes us human. Like, some, not all of us, but you know what I mean. A lot of humans abuse their power when they have that.
But here's the thing, because like I see where people are like fight fire with. First off, the issue is that schools are going to stop being schools. Schools are supposed to be places of they're supposed to be institutions of knowledge. The moment you start putting a bunch of police officers in there, and police officers are human and will make errors, it becomes a prison. The kid doesn't want to learn because they feel like at any moment it's going to happen.
I mean, schools
You
are
want
already a
to
prison,
ease
to
the
be
mind
honest.
of the students. It's going to already add more mental stress on top of high schoolers than it already does. Also, arming the teachers. Terrible idea in our current political and economic climate. We don't pay our teachers enough, first off.
My teacher can't even
So we
teach. I
wouldn't be
don't
able
trust
to-
that nigga to shoot.
Yeah, so no, that's facts. We don't pay them enough as teachers to even do their job because we put so much money into the military industrial complex. So that we can't just give them guns and be like, all right, Walker, Texas Ranger. Like, we can't expect these niggas to be Bruce Willis and Die Hard. They don't get paid enough for that.
You gotta
And that's
think of
not
it
their
like
job.
this. Some people, I mean, if you were to arm the teachers, they would shoot the guy and still be taking another life. And some people aren't equipped to do that. So if you got a person with a gun and a teacher whips out a gun and they're like sitting there aiming it, they can't like come over with the fact that they gotta shoot this guy or else they're gonna shoot somebody else. Then you got just guns out in the blue, just everybody strapped.
And then it just becomes the Wild West.
Exactly. It just
Yeah.
becomes some damn
Like
battle royale every single time you walk
It's like
to
Red
school.
Dead.
Ain't nobody trying to do that.
And we don't want that. We don't want, like, it's a school. It's not a battlefield. Like, we're past that. This ain't the Civil War anymore. You know?
Thank God.
Like, there. And the sad part with America is that there's so many first world countries doing a lot of shit better than us. All we have to do is copy the system. Make a couple adjustments because we have a larger mass and different amount of people. But all you got to do is tweak it a little bit. Healthcare, we just copy Canada and tweak it. The gun rules, we just copy other people, tweak it.
Well,
I mean,
Honestly, that's the
Australia.
best
I will
Australia.
I
Australia.
will say, if
Yeah,
you
Colin,
copy
say
Canada, if you copy Canada, that's gonna raise prices of everything extremely high.
That is true.
Like, I don't know if
he
you
was just
saw,
giving an example, but
I know it's an example, but it's just like
Well, no,
a
it'll
lot,
raise
a lot of the
taxes a
stuff we
bunch.
change would have consequences somewhere else.
Oh, of course.
It would have to be like
Yeah.
a trade-off deal. Like,
But
it
but
won't.
here's the thing. Here's the beautiful thing. Recently, because of our what's it called? When they were trying to institute the 78% marginal tax that comes after a certain amount of millions or billions that they make, most billionaires clocking in that amount of money don't actually lose their billionaire status. That's the beautiful thing about America. We have the resources because we've led, we've destroyed, we've taken, and we've essentially molded the world perfect playground for us, bar Russia and China. We have the people literally within the country who can subsidize them. Because Canada, like, all right, who the fuck won't, like, they don't have anybody. Realistically, their economy is super chill.
Canada's got Drake.
Super easy. Like, they got Drake,
Yeah.
but Drake don't even like.
hey, they got Ryan Reynolds.
Right.
Yeah, all right, that nigga. So, like I'm saying, you don't have.
They got Kawhi Leonard right now.
Right.
Yeah, that nigga laugh. Boom. I'm just giving a bad example. But like for the gun thing, realistically, handguns do more damage. So my idea is that
Wait, what?
Wait, so we
handguns
get
cause more.
You said
like,
handguns do more damage than what?
No. Handguns cause more deaths, and statistically, they do more. They cause more.
they're more accessible. That's why.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm saying my idea is that we got to blend two different places. Japan's universal background check rule, they're very good with their gun control. For Japan, I recently like watched a video about what you have to go through to be licensed to keep the weapon legally. It's amazing. It's honestly phenomenal because what it does is that not only do they restrict the amount of guns that can be out in the wild, and of course a couple will get there, and that's a given. What we're trying to do though, because a lot of the school shooters that you see get their guns from their parents, who sometimes legally have it and sometimes get it from gun
Or
shows.
sometimes cops too.
Yeah, or sometimes cops. And so the cop
I
one
mean,
way harder to stop because like that's a cop. But
I mean,
for
yeah,
in
that is
general,
tough.
I was saying that for the assault weapon, we just banned them, like Australia did, because that did great for them. But for the handgun, we do the Japanese route because don't take them all away. I used to be a big like no guns, fuck them all, because I think they make fights less fun, which they do. I'd rather everybody beat each other up and throw spears. Seems a lot more entertaining.
All right, but you see, the thing is, right? I'm a skinny ass nigga. I ain't fighting nobody.
So I know niggas like their gun. That's cool. So I'm like, just have those strong background checks, have those checks, because we also have a lot of mass shooters who just passed. They passed a check. It was just the laxest check ever. Like it was pretty much like, yo, write your name and you get an A.
Some of these motherfuckers be looking evil. I don't even know how they got the check in the first place. They got beady, bloodshot eyes, greasy ass hair.
Guys, it's the black market. You gotta understand, a lot of these guns are purchased illegally.
There are a hell of guns in America right now.
No, I'm not. Listen, I'm talking about the ones that are outlawed. Like you cannot just buy like a soldier registered like weapon, a military registered weapon like a big LMG. You can't buy that. Like unless you're off for the black market.
What RPG?
Talk the Royce to 5.9. I think it got a grenade launcher.
The Royce to 5.9.
You know, like you can buy like a grenade launcher, or rocket launcher online. You just can't buy the ammo.
Yeah, you can buy a flamethrower too.
Of course, like y'all give it, but so far every mass shooter, school shooting person, like especially for kids, because
it's automatic weapons. It's all automatic
weapons, and they're not buying it 16, 17. They're getting it from their parents.
What they're doing,
finding it in the home.
They're buying semi-automatic weapons, like semi-automatic, but they're buying the. I think one of the cases, like the Las Vegas shooter, I know it's not a school shooting, but it's a shooting in general.
Yeah.
He bought a receiver illegally that made his gun shoot automatic, and he also bought a drum mag illegally.
All right. These people are smarter than you think. They can buy a weapon.
Yeah, like you can get a semi-automatic weapon. You know, you used to be able to just go to Dick's Sporting Goods and just buy one. I mean, you have to show ID and proof, but you could buy one. And
but that's crazy. Like that shouldn't even be a thing.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a thing. But to get it automatic, right? You don't even need it automatic for what like you would like. Even the school shootings, they don't even make it automatic, and because it's just a tap of the trigger.
All right. What about this though? You know that you do realize that Las Vegas shooter had like something that was like the amount of firearms he had was like at least in the double digits.
Yeah, he was carrying like he was a military.
That man had that thing on him.
Exactly. Nice. So what if we limited like you're only allowed to own at most 4 guns or three firearms at most?
I feel like that could be a start.
That could definitely be. I've always been a big proponent or fan of the idea that every adult, like 21 up, you are allowed a handgun and a shotgun, and that's it.
Okay, well, why a shotgun?
Guys always talk about they want to protect their home.
Protect the home with the shotgun, but also I'm thinking about not only metropolitan, but also like you still got people out there in the rural areas, and sometimes a pistol doesn't, like I know for me when I get older, I'm gonna have a gun for home protection, not even for me, but for my wife to have. Because if the girl I'm currently dating becomes my wife, she can't throw hands for shit or fight.
Let them know. Let the people know.
Yeah. I'll be honest though, I'm better at shooting rifles than I am with a pistol. But I'm not like really good at handguns. I only started shooting handguns like a little bit ago, but I've been shooting rifles for about like 2 years.
Yeah. The only other alternative I think of, this is a really crazy one. I got a homeboy, he's from Sweden. In Sweden, when you turn a certain age, you have to do 2 years of like army reserves. And then you're given a gun, and then you actually have to send in an application to give your gun back. If you're like, dog, I don't want this fucking gun, you actually have to like go through processes and be like, take it the fuck back. I don't want it.
Yeah.
But you get it because you have to do the training.
Same thing with Israel too.
Mm-hmm. And those are cool ideas, but also military. Like, not everybody's cut out to be a GI Joe. Like, some niggas just want to paint. Leave them
No,
alone.
but plus we have way more people in our country than they do in those countries.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, so that's why like that's why like if you go to Israel if you're born in Israel and you serve in the military, they pay for school, but that's because they have the resources to do that. There's not as many people there.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
that's something cute. I don't know what it's like in Sweden. I don't know if that pays for school if they go into the military, but
I think it does, because I think it also helps kids who are jumping from high school or like their equivalent to high school into the adult world. So it also teaches them like I want to say like, and of course fact check me on this, but like taxes and like different personal finances. Like, it's almost like college. You do a couple push-ups and get a gun too.
Yeah. Wait.
Community
So they
college.
okay, gotcha. Do they like they definitely are required to serve unless there's like something like health issues or something, right?
Yeah, like
Is that correct? They are required. Okay,
Yeah,
that's what I want to know.
and even still, I think they'll still like give you the help stuff minus the military shit. And I think you still get the gun too. So
okay, wow.
Yeah. It's a diverse world we
They
live
go
in.
back to fighting with swords like they did back in the old days.
Dude,
Yeah, honestly, I miss sword fighting.
dude, I
So fun.
want to start a sword collection or something, man. I want to get like a giant sword.
Yeah.
But are
I
there
wanna be
any
clout.
regulations on getting swords or no?
I think in most places, just like nah. I know.
I think you can go to the Renaissance Festival and get a sword.
Yeah, Texas
dope.
also a year ago legalized open carry of swords and close combat weaponry.
Ooh,
Not
Walk
everybody
around
likes
like a
guns.
knight.
Oh yeah, no, niggas was walking
dude,
around
that'd be
with, like
awesome.
cutlasses and rapiers, because not everybody likes guns. You know, some people like, let me hold my sword.
Yeah,
You know,
guns definitely make things easier. Though I will say that.
they do, but they
Right.
also kind of
I don't have to fight
spirit
anybody.
out of.
If
They
somebody
also
bigger
take the
than me,
spirit and soul out of
like
combat.
if somebody bigger than me, which is like probably a majority of the world, comes at me, I don't gotta fight you. I just gotta shoot you.
Yeah, but there's also. Yeah, no, you're right. But I'm thinking like it's crazy because you say that like a decade, centuries ago, like short Asian men fighting off. These are like, I must train my whole life to fight this armored individual with my bare hands, and then you over here just a skinny nigga shooting people.
Yeah.
That always blows.
Yeah,
me.
you got
like someone lived his life training.
Yeah, I'm using my brain.
Yeah. No, I mean he used his brain to push ups and dieted. You just had to load the clip and air out, which is sad.
So who really used their brain the best here?
Him,
Exactly.
the guy who trained.
Are you sure?
You're just no. I've seen monkeys
I
shoot
mean,
guns. So.
no. I feel like even an idiot would be able to like know how to point, not exactly know how to point and shoot, but you know what I mean, like. Like figure out, oh, I just have to pull this trigger and this guy's dead.
Like
You know what I
if
mean?
you can hold your dick and not piss on, same. It's the same thing. It's aiming, loosely
Shit
aiming.
kinda hard.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, it'd be kind of hard to aim sometimes. You know, when you wake up in the morning, it'd be kind of hard to aim. If you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's when you
brick.
get the smooth criminal. That's when you lean forward.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. You just gotta lean, but like, I feel it's
man.
most
Morningwood is tough.
But
For all
like,
the lady listeners out here, it's hard just waking up. With
yeah,
a
but
hard
with
Dude,
that,
it's hard being
with that analogy,
one in
like,
the morning.
there's not as much kickback with a like pain as shooting a
For
gun. You know
you?
what I'm saying?
No. I got a high PSI. Man.
Okay. I think it's time to move on now.
Okay.
I think that's a good point to move on.
No, consensus. Control your fucking guns. Stop shooting places up. So we reached the end of our topic list. Now's the time for an additional topic. And I heard people talking about earlier they want to throw video games into the mix, and I think that's a good idea.
If you play
Or
video
any
games in
objectives.
2019, you're wasting your time. That's
Suck
such a
my
child.
big schlong. Now, are there any
Yeah,
objections?
dude, man, video games really are amazing. They are a way to escape.
Oh yeah, of course.
Life when life fucking sucks. You know what I mean?
So
But do
100%
you
of the
really want to
time,
escape to a game like Anthem?
yeah.
Do you
well,
want
I-
to escape to a game like
well,
Jump
listen, I
Force?
never said that.
Force is
every
great.
game was
Hey, Jump
good.
Force. Okay, hold on. Jump Force.
Yo,
Everything
please
about-
do not sit back and try to tell me that is a $60 justified $60.
I did not
No
say
one ever said
right.
that. No
You
one
did-
has
you
ever
just
said
cut me
that.
off.
We just said it
No,
was
I
fun
thought
to
you were about
play.
to say that.
Oh no, hell no.
Neither
You didn't
one
let
of
me
us has
finish.
ever said that.
All right, so Jump Force as a game, like the combat is amazing. The fighting style, great. I mean, I don't agree with like some of the controls, like having to hold like a button to call an assist. Like some things I don't agree with, but generally the fighting is great. Everything else about that game is actually dog shit.
Right.
Anime was
Is it worth $60? No. Do I regret buying it? No. It's that simple.
Oh wait, are we gonna talk about Fallout now?
Yeah, we could.
Oh hell yeah, bring it in,
Wait,
man.
I
What do you
just
want to
wanted
say about
I just wanted
Fallout?
to say on Jump Force that in the words of the nigga that spirited away in Ponyo, anime was a mistake and we should all be ashamed of ourselves.
Speak for
Facts.
yourself.
No, like, be ashamed of
I
yourself.
don't know. Like I'm not crazy.
I'm already ashamed of so many
Like
things,
some
bro.
stuff, but, you know.
Well, here's
You
another
gotta
one.
come over and play Jump Force sometime, Mark. You're gonna like it.
All right. Wait, do they have Naruto?
Yeah,
They got everybody.
They got plenty of Naruto
They got
Naruto, they got
Kakashi.
Sasuke.
They got
Oh,
Boruto and Boruto.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, they got Kakashi, bro. They
They
got
got
everybody.
Kakashi's my favorite. So
There you go. They got him, man.
They don't have
Get
Mob
catch his
in there.
work.
you don't have who?
Who the fuck? No one knows who these niggas are, bro. You keep
You
naming
don't
these
know who
random
Mob is from Mob Psycho?
1976 Shonen Jump characters,
Okay,
and no
no,
one knows.
Mob Psycho is
no,
the
we-
anime that came
we
out
know-
last year.
Wait.
We know who Mob
Wait,
is, but no, he's not in the game. Fuck him.
wait, do they have Monkey D. Luffy?
Yeah.
Yes, they got Monkey.
What did
D.
you
Luffy.
call
Fuck
What did you
yeah!
call me?
I'm never invited back on the show.
You've actually been a very good guest, Mark. I think we can all agree on that. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
Cool.
I super duper agree.
Facts.
All right.
So
So,
Fallout.
anyway, what do you want to say about Fallout, bro?
I don't know, dude. It's oh yeah, we were gonna talk 76s.
Yeah, what did you want to say first, Kyle? What were you about to say?
I was gonna say, like, can we all come to a general consensus that even though a game can on the front, and I'm not, this isn't like me trying to defend Anthem because I think Anthem's dog shit, but I'm just gonna say, like, a lot of people will bash a game before giving it a chance, and I feel like when everybody's bashing Jump Force right now, but y'all actually sat back and bought it, and you can admit that you like it and enjoy it.
All right.
Is that
What
a
is
time that even though a game is getting bashed and hated on, that doesn't mean it still doesn't deserve a chance by some? If you have,
I used to think that reviews judgmented like completely if a game was good or not, and then I found that people like what they like. And certain things, a lot of people are going to like,
And some people are
think
just
things a lot of
fucking
people aren't gonna
stupid.
like.
But can we also?
So it's like,
Yeah, because I'm
another
with Matt. I was the opposite way from Matt because I always loved like Japanese action games, like third person action, like Devil May Cry and fighting games, and reviewers would always. Gaming journalists, quote unquote, not really a journalist, but cool. It's like, no, I'm playing. Niggas got degrees. They would not like the games, and then I play them and be like, this game is amazing. Then I realize like they're not weeaboos, or they're not smart, or they're not good at games, or all of the above.
Or they just don't like those type of games.
There's a trend among game reviewers. Like, for example, I don't know if you guys know. Do you know who Clean Price Gaming is?
Nah.
yeah,
Oh, talk about it.
I've heard
you
of
know who he is, Robert?
Mm-hmm.
He's a
Clean
hater.
Price
That's what he
Gaming.
is.
Yeah, no, that's the thing I was about to say. I feel like he is an established reviewer. He reviewed Spider-Man without ever playing the game, and there's proof that he never actually played the game. And he complained about the downgraded graphics, even though the developers disproved everything he said.
It actually
how
got
they actually
upgraded.
enhanced the graphics. but
Imagine
he
trying to
still made the
downplay
claim.
Spider-Man graphics.
And then he makes points, and I feel like he hates on like games that are coming out, AAA games, because he never gives a good review on any game coming out.
Well, he just copies all the negative comments from the neckbeards
Yeah, he'll
already.
copy
Like,
everything negative. Like, for example, Anthem. It was already proven by another reviewer that he actually never touched Anthem, and he stole gameplay from other YouTubers and reviewed it. Same with Division. He reviewed Division without ever actually playing it. And
It's
he
like
took
Mark
all-
said earlier. My bad, cut you off. But it's like Mark said earlier. It's fun nowadays to be on the negative side of things. All right, like it's hating a video that says Anthem is good is not going to get as many views as a video that says Anthem is complete dog shit. Like, we gotta be honest here.
and then a
All right?
question mark
People
afterwards.
like to hate. Like, people love to hate things, And people like even like personally, I've never played Anthem. When I say a game looks like shit, I always say that game looks like trash. I wouldn't want to play it. Now I don't like start criticizing gameplay and shit like that. Let's like Call of Duty because that doesn't change. But if it's like something new, if I haven't played it, I can't really criticize the gameplay. But I can just say personally, it doesn't look like it's interesting for me.
Well,
But
no.
people nowadays. Oh yeah, Fallout 76. We can get to that. Fallout 76 is a general piece of dog shit. There's no opinions on that.
Yeah,
Nobody
I don't even gotta play it to know that game trash.
If you bought it, you might actually have an eye.
No, like
We
it's
can all agree on that.
dude. Like
We can all agree on that. It's just trash. But like other games, I haven't played them, so I don't have a definitive opinion. But people like hating on shit nowadays, and that's why videos like that. If a game sucks, it's gonna get way more attention and way more videos done about it than if it's good. I've seen like 15 videos in my sub box about how shit Anthem is just today because it's got terrible reviews and the Metacritic score is down in the toilet. You know what I mean? If it did good, it'd probably be like 7 reviews saying how good it was.
Nah, I feel
so like
no, but with Anthem, it was like seen to be like the next Destiny, so that's probably why there's more like.
Which is already a bad comparison.
Well,
Destiny's trash.
Well, yeah, but like I feel like
debatable.
I feel like the amount of videos.
Destiny's big trash.
I feel like the amount of videos wouldn't have changed just because of Anthem. I know what you're saying,
but the thing, Anthem didn't get bad reviews for being like a bad core game. It got bad reviews for the story and the end game. Not that people said the combat, like Jump Force, the combat and the gameplay is actually like pretty good, but they said that the content within the game is very lackluster.
And content's very important. Content keeps you hooked. People burn through games now. You gotta have a shit ton of content in there. People fucking bitch about. There's just such like a high. Sorry, I can't talk. There's such a high standard now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because mechanics can be ripped. You can rip a game skeleton. You can move mechanics around, but content is content.
Yeah.
Like Mark is saying, that's the pivotal shit because we could rip, like niggas could literally, because like I watch videos on like game development and rigging for like shows like Ruby, 3D animations and animes. You can literally rip the rigs up out of Anthem, go make a different game. And if that game has better content, we could reuse every asset, every JPEG, every animation, every rig that has been set up by these people.
I'm telling you
and
now,
if we
and
give
I'm calling
some
it.
New content, it'll be better.
Anthem will be like how Rainbow Six was and how Division was, where at the beginning of their launch, they were trash. They were dog shit games.
Division still has.
Just like No Man's Sky.
Division is not as good as Rainbow is, but I'd say it's a lot better than where it started off at.
But the conversation arises, does that matter? Like, if you pay for it when it comes out, if it gets good later on, does it matter?
Yeah, it does.
Yes, it matters because if you spent that $60 price tag for it,
well, not doesn't matter, but should it be taken into account when you're like, well, this game was like, it was shit when it came out, but
niggas been buying broken games for almost a whole
it depends on when you buy it. If you're a day one buyer, like if you pre-order Anthem digitally and you bought it and the game's trash now, and you have to wait, a year for it to become an actual feasible game and for you to actually enjoy it, that's a problem right there because you just wasted like $60 to play it to wait for a year.
And then that lowers in price in it. So you could have bought it
the game
when the game was good and cheaper. You know what I mean?
But like even deeper than that, you vote with your wallet. So what people are doing, and this is why like I know there was that whole push, don't pre-order. But deadass, don't do that shit. Because what you do is that you tell the publishers, you end up telling them, I will take this game that is shitty as fuck, broken as hell, barely even works. But if you use it, because what's it called? I think I was listening to it was some sort of podcast. It was either the Gaming Illuminati or fucking Castle Super Beast, any of those guys. Essentially, they said, now you can release a broken game the way gamers are, and the outrage marketing will keep you in the news cycle. And then whenever you fix it, it's gonna come. No, it was Inside Gaming. Yes, it was Adam Kovic. He said they can release a broken game, you gonna bitch and complain about it, and because it's sort of on your mind and it's on the news sites, when they come fix it, you'll see it and you'll come back. But that's bad because that perpetuates a negative culture. Because what it happens is now the publishers are beating down on the developer door, making them push out some shit that they probably not proud of, taking content out so that way they can sell it back to you later. That's why for me, I don't even really play games that much anymore because
Yo,
it's really apparent the gaming community don't actually give a fuck about getting a good product or holding companies to the standards they should.
Listen,
and that's
Apex Legends is the greatest game of all time.
all right, buddy.
Ignore that. What are you saying, Mark?
Well, listen, you see these companies now, they're all going downhill. EA's gone in the shitter. Absolute shitter. Activision and Activision Blizzard, which I love Blizzard games, but when they merged with Activision, holy fuck, they went downhill. Their ideology fucking sucks now. It's fucking embarrassing.
Talk to him, Mark.
They had a completely, a different ideology, like a philosophy when it came to gaming. I used to be a big World of Warcraft player, and I just quit the game probably for good, for now at least. But finally, like last fall, I finally
wait, hold up real quick,
game.
Mark. I just want to say shout out Respawn Studios. Y'all did a phenomenal job with Apex Legends. Y'all keeping EA's bottom line doing great, and I hope y'all use that as leverage negotiating Titanfall 3 budget with your publisher. They did a good job. And also for Mark, World of Warcraft's down, but Final Fantasy 14 is looking great. They're doing a great job.
I like ESO. ESO's pretty good now. But what was I going to say? There's another company. Fuck. I can't remember the other. Yeah, dude, Bethesda. Dude, I think Bethesda still has a chance of is still getting great. I mean, Fallout 70. Think about it. They attempted a genre that they've never experienced with.
That's what I was telling people. Launch niggas make glitchy, barely working single player games. How the fuck you gonna think they gonna do multiplayer? Niggas thought
they don't know what they're doing. They are single player oriented games firsthand. And I think that if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
And dude, I can't wait for Rage 2.
Do something else.
I can't remember if it's Rage 2 or the Outer Worlds that they're working on. One of them is worked.
That's Bethesda.
One of them's worked by Obsidian.
Yeah,
by
that's
Fallout Vegas. Yeah, dude. I want to Outer Worlds, man. That sounds like great.
Yeah, that shit looks very.
I don't know about Rage 2. It looks like a copycat of Borderlands because I've never played the first Rage, so I have no idea what it's like.
The first Rage was Mad Max before we got the new Mad Max movie. It held Mad Max fans down.
Pretty
it was
sure
like
the first Rage was the first Rage.
So Rage 1 in a first-person shooter mode. That's kind of what the vibe was. It was like that in Dead Space. It was like Dead Space and Dead Space 3, but in the desert.
Yeah, but again, I stand by Bethesda. Even though they did have a letdown with Fallout, they didn't hook me for Fallout 76, but they still got a chance of hooking me for Rage 2.
I guarantee you, Fallout 76, it's probably gonna be like another No Man's Sky, where they have they refund people who bought it, and then they're gonna come out with an update to make it better.
Didn't they ban people or something? Didn't they ban?
Ban people left and right. They banned somebody for too much ammo the other day. I'm like, bro, how you gonna have too much ammo and get banned?
Wait, what?
Because he's the only one who's probably playing the. That's why you asked
too much fun, buddy.
Yeah, you're having a little bit too much fun here. Yo, how you gonna ban somebody for playing your game? That's
fucking nerd.
Yo, hey, bro, go get a job or something. Stop playing this game.
I hope Todd Howard's doing this right now.
Like broken.
You hear us, Todd? We're pissed.
Fucking Todd Coward.
But no, I don't know what game. I can't remember what game it was, but there was a game that came out like sometime recently that they were forced to put out before it was actually finished.
Well, they did tease Elder Scrolls 6, which I am hyped as fuck for. I can't wait for that shit.
I just actually dope combat because I hate Skyrim combat. Oh my god,
I'm not a Bethesda fan. Like I'm just not a fan of it.
So much.
Like it's not bad, I just don't personally enjoy it. I mean,
they're what's it called? I played Oblivion, and that combat was. I actually liked the combat a little bit better in Oblivion. I'm not gonna lie. But I'll admit, Skyrim, it was kind of cool having a sword in one hand and a magic spell in the other. I think that's actually kind of cool. But I think the combat itself, I think Oblivion kind of wins with that. like the sword, like the physical, like swords and shit. You know,
because like the thing is that at least one of my issues playing it was like coming from these Japanese action games, coming from fighting games. It felt like I was swinging at a JPEG with a bar. Like there was no concussive, there was no feedback. Swings didn't have that much weight because it made the noise, and that's like a sound issue. Shout out to the sound designers. Hopefully y'all get better with the shit. But like, nothing felt really immersive today. It's like, yo, I'm swinging this little sword, and it's going through the nigga, sending out a blood squirt JPEG, and then his health bar is going down. He's going.
Wait, is this Skyrim or Oblivion you're talking about?
I'm talking about Skyrim.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll admit though, dude, those weapon designs, the art team, fuck, and Skyrim, like some of that shit, like the badass weapons are still the strongest in my opinion. That game, I will give credit where credit is due there. But
I just wish it, and of course they have PC mods for it, where it's like, oh, you're gonna hit the dude with the sword, oh, it's gonna bounce off of, as opposed to like just going left and right and all willy nilly and shit, looking like a Harry Potter game for the GameCube, like. That's just one of my little gripes. Because I like combat in video games. I want that shit to feel real, responsive. Like, if I punch a nigga in the stomach, I want him to heel over. If I punch him in the face, I want him to stagger back. I hit him in the shoulder, I want him to tilt a little bit.
Yeah. So add more physics and stuff to it. I kind of like that. Good. That's really cool. Yeah.
Because it makes you really feel like you're a dragon, you know?
Yeah. I'm worried for Elder Scrolls 6, though, if they're going to, like, have the voice protagonist like they did in Fallout 4. I'm worried about that. But at the same, but then again, I don't really. I mean, well, then again, you do read it anyway. You do read the dialogue anyway. Yeah, that was the thing. I wasn't big on reading, but then again, in Fallout 4, you read the thing anyway. So I don't know, but I kind of like. I don't know. I'm mixed on it. Like, I feel like now that they've added it, I feel like they can't go back. So I feel like we are gonna somehow get a voice protagonist, at least in future Fallout games. I don't know about Elder Scrolls; they might keep it silent. But
yeah, I think all games should have voice protagonists, except for Legend of Zelda. That's the only one where I'm like, make sure that nigga stays. Shut the fuck up. Like,
oh yeah, he can only go yeah. That's it.
If I hear him say a word, it's a fight. Like, I don't know who I gotta fight at Nintendo. Probably not Reggie, because he left and he would have kicked my ass. But like, I'll fight the new president. If I hear Link speaking, keep that boy to the hi, but everybody else should speak. That's my opinion on voicing in games. But yeah,
gaming industry has to get its shit together.
It does, because the sad part is we're headed toward another market crash. There's too much money in the gaming industry, and most of it is being boarded by Epic Games with Fortnite. But we're on our way to a video game recession. The last one was in the 1980s. Nintendo was created then and then brought us out of the gaming recession. But if games hit another recession just like before, prices will go from 60 to 100. Some places will go from 60 to 120. So,
dude, I'm not gonna spend $100 on a game. Fuck that shit.
And that's what makes it crash even more, because they gotta put their price up. You're not gonna pay for that shit.
Yeah, dude, I remember it was when I thought it was expensive to buy a Wii game for $50 back in the day, man. Now it's now an Xbox 360 game was $60 now, and you know, and then they at least they kept the price with Xbox One and like PS4 and shit. But
and the sad part is like thinking about international gamers. Like I think in Canada they pay an extra $10 for games on the regular. Some places they pay an extra $20 for games on the regular. So if the game market crashes here, and this is like, because I'm pretty sure America, like at least North America, we have the most publishing houses and developers. So if we crash over here, a lot of markets are getting fucked.
I think Japan will still be fine though.
No, Japan will be fine.
Japanese games be fire.
I'll be okay. I'll be living. The rest of our is gonna have a very hard time.
Honestly, I might as well just like learn Japanese and just like play all their shit and just learn the language. And just like learn to read Japanese and shit, so I know what they're saying and stuff in the games.
Well, the beautiful part about that, Mark, is that most of them are in English.
Oh,
yeah.
All right, that's even better then. There you go.
Yep. They're sometimes even voiced by English people.
Yeah, but isn't there like an English edit or something? Like, you know, westernized games when they adapt a Japanese game like that,
don't they have to make changes? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but sometimes they just is jokes because a lot of jokes don't translate. Like they make word puns, for example, but like the words don't translate. Like, all right, the number 4 is bad in Japanese because it sounds really close to their word for death. So they'll make a pun on a character's name meaning 4 and death. That joke doesn't translate to us because over here in America we have 666. We don't have just the number 4. That's usually what it is. But yeah. How do y'all feel about it, Lex, Matt, and Colin?
May feel about what?
How do you feel about the gaming market probably going to crash in the next 10 years or so? What do you
I play sports games, so I don't care.
I give it in 3. I give it in 3 games. 3 years.
As long
I give it 3.
as they keep putting out fighting games, I'm cool because I just play.
As long as
games.
they crash and come back, they crash and crash. I'm gonna be kind of sad. I'm not gonna.
What's
No,
that crash
like,
to be
dude,
like?
I feel
5-10
like-
years.
No, I mean, I feel like we're just gonna need to find our saving grace is gonna be those companies that have a good like old fashioned Blizzard, like old Blizzard, like with that philosophy in
Nintendo.
mind. Even though, they've had some mishaps. Like the Wii U was shit, but they came back with the Switch and fixed shit up. You know,
Yeah, Wii was
They-
garbage.
I mean, Nintendo's been down, but they've always bounced
the reason why Nintendo's been down is because their market is like children, and they didn't have like mature content on there, and also like their the titles that they put out, they don't market them well, except for like stuff like Mario and Pokemon, and they're like big.
Well, they
titles.
also didn't have any third parties. A bunch of third parties during the Wii U pulled out during the, I think, 3rd fiscal quarter of the Wii U.
Of this year? Or
No, of the Wii U being launched.
yeah.
Fiscal quarter, they lost like almost 60-70% of third-party developers. Like, not even games, but the actual companies were like, we ain't making shit for that. It's weak as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the Wii doesn't always translate well, like as the Xbox. Like, best example, Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. That game was the shit on Xbox
Force
360.
Unleashed was god tier.
Yeah, but on the Wii, I played both versions. The Xbox 360 version is amazing. It's a different engine. They made a whole different engine for it for Xbox 360. It's a whole different game, like it is for the Wii. You skip like there's different levels in each one. Like you skip like a shit ton in like the Wii version. You know what I mean? It's just a shorter game and it's not a as polished game as you get for the experience on Xbox 360 and shit. So
that's real shit.
Well, I'm feeling like this was a very productive episode of the
Facts. We weren't ignorant this time. We were actually educated.
Yeah, it's because we were playing something with Logan.
It's because we don't have that.
Wow.
Logan, if you hear this,
hey.
Logan was not replaced, everybody.
Right, Logan's not replaced.
Yeah. Wait.
No.
Is he the token white guy?
Yeah.
Yes, we can replace him with Mark.
Okay.
No, we're not replacing Logan. Nah. No.
We just gotta change the hair color on the picture.
He's also Korean. Let's be respectful.
No.
Token Korean too.
No Logan slander will be tolerated. All right.
Yeah,
Logan's not gonna make it this far into the podcast to hear this.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Well,
I'm not here to replace Logan. I'm just a guest.
There you go. Well, I'd like to conclude this podcast. If everyone wants to give their closing statements, I'll start out with the guests. Mark, if you want to go first.
Peace out, yo. Wait, what do you want me to say? Sorry. I wasn't paying attention.
You want the people to know just a closing statement. They can plug some
closing
shit.
statement.
Thanks for coming.
Well, I wanted to say again, thank you for having me on here. It was a real blast. I love doing this kind of stuff with radio and podcasts. I think that shit is really fun.
We enjoyed you.
I think it's awesome. I think I learned something. Yeah. I think I learned some stuff actually. Talking, getting different perspectives. I think that's what it's about. You know what I mean? Always getting different perspectives on things. So
Facts. I didn't listen to a word y'all was saying, but I understand.
Yeah, I was lagging half the time, to be honest.
Therefore,
we can hear it.
My closing statement is: don't be a closed-minded asshole. Listen to other people's opinions and then form your own.
All right, you ain't have to add me like that, bro.
There you go.
What?
All right, Rob, if you wanna go ahead, say what you guys say.
So it was a pleasure to be had. Yeah, cool. I can't speak English.
we know.
It's late, man. What's it called? Fuck. Okay, let me redo this. Sorry. So, boom. It was a pleasure to
Take
be
your
here. I
time.
plan to be back soon.
I hope I'm back.
Peep Harbinger come Friday. I rap. I sing. I do poetry. The only thing I really don't do is porn yet. So,
Speak for yourself.
The link
Get
to
on
my
that.
SoundCloud will be in the description,
Okay.
and
If
then
I
I'll
decide to put it
also
there.
have the you will police. And then also the hyperlink, so that way you can pre-save my shit on Spotify, pre-save it on Apple Music, and pre-save it on Tidal. And I want to leave y'all with a quote, just like Mark was talking about, even being open-minded. A wise man once quoted a wise man and said, "The moment that the power of love, the moment the power of love exceeds the love of power, is when we all figure it out and there will be unity in the world."
What?
There you go.
Make the world a
Anyway.
better place.
Anyway,
All right, Lex, if you wanna close off.
I just wanted to say, it was cool. This is a nice, productive episode. We were educational, not ignorant the whole time. I mean, I love being ignorant, but it's nice to have
It's because you're retarded.
facts. But it's nice to have a change of pace and whatnot. So subscribe to my OnlyFans account. I'll be slinging dick on the weekends.
No, you
Nothing
don't.
new. Says you. But anyway, yeah.
No, you told me that you don't.
I didn't tell you anything.
Yeah, you did.
That was my internet persona.
What?
Huh? Anyway,
You don't even have it.
Follow me on Twitter. Link in the description. Blah blah blah.
Don't.
All right,
There you
hating
go.
ass nigga. Anyway, yeah, I'm
All
done.
right, Colin, you wanna say your closing remark? Lex, check your phone.
Thanks for watching. It's been a pleasure to be on here again. I need to. I hope this takes off because I have bills to pay and kids to feed. So please like, share, and subscribe.
Oh wait, one more thing.
man.
It was Colin's idea from guess. If you end up like, yo, that nigga Robert's stupid. I hate him. Da 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 da. All the hate mail, you can send that to Colin. What's your Instagram?
at that.guy.colin at Instagram.
Wow.
Yes.
Yo put his whole thing out there. That's crazy. It'd be your own. It'd be your own.
So if you hate what I said,
if anything, can we all send hate to Matt Wydorfer on Instagram?
Yeah, type it in just like that. Type it in there.
Dorfer.
Anyway,
don't notice his face.
All right, Matt, your closing remarks.
My closing remarks, my dick long, my money long, this podcast was long. Good night.